Hello everyone, it's Evans Body again, and with this video I would like to discuss a beginner cycle, beginner anabolic cycle. First of all, let me tell you that this video is just basically for educational purposes. I don't condone the use of anabolic steroids. I would actually advise against it, especially if you're a beginner. You shouldn't be on it. And I will tell you why. And if you still want to do it, watch this video and learn more about the simple use of anabolic steroids. First of all, why shouldn't you be on anabolic steroids? Well, anabolic steroids are addictive. Not like heroin addictive, but they're addictive in terms of you feeling great while you're on it. You feel everything is improved, okay? Your sex drive is improved, your muscle gain, your work output, your mental state, everything is better on testosterone. The higher the testosterone in your system, the better as a male you will function better as a male. So your testosterone is responsible for a lot of things, not just growth. That's one. Okay, so once you come off, you're gonna feel the effects of that. I need to get back on it, because you feel like shit now. Okay, you feel like there's not euphoric effect of high amount of testosterone. You don't feel like an alpha male. You just feel down. Your workouts are not going to be as great, the pumps are not going to be as great, and basically just like you're going to have a lot of negatives after you've completed that cycle. So what happens is, guys, I know a lot of guys, after a month they come back on, okay, and they come in on and off and on and off within months, and they never actually get the body to fully recover. And for your body to fully recover from one cycle, there's a saying. They say as much time on means time off. So if you're on anabolic steroids for 3 months, you should be off for 3 months. However, it's actually a lot more than that. Okay, for your body to fully recover, you need to be a lot more than that. So you'll probably need to be at least for 1.5 times off. So you'll probably, if your cycle is 3 months, you should be off for at least 6 months or 5 months. So really, I wouldn't suggest going on it if you are not prepared to deal with the consequences of having that downside when you're actually off cycle. A lot of people are like, oh, but I'm just going to do one cycle and that's it. I don't need to do any more. I just want to grow a little bit and that's it. Let me tell you something. Whatever you put on with anabolic steroids, you will lose once you come off. Now, you might have seen some people keep their gains, some of the gains. Eventually those gains will go. What happens is this. First couple of weeks when you come off, your testosterone is still in your system. That anabolic steroid is still in your system. So you're still fine. Okay. After that it's out of your system, your muscle is still there. Your blood flow, your protein is there in the muscle and everything else. The body then realizes there's no such thing as testosterone in the system, and it starts to break down the muscle tissue because it can't maintain that much muscle. So in the first 3 months, let's say in the first 2 months of you stopping, you will lose probably about 80% of your gains. I'm just giving you the number here, okay, to paint a picture. And then there's 20% or 30% of the muscle that you've gained from anabolic steroids you will keep in that time, and you'll be like, wow, I've kept some muscle here, I've kept some muscle size. That's pretty good. The reason why is because not everything is lost straight away. Some things take longer, but eventually everything goes away. And the reason for that is because the testosterone or anabolic steroids also increase the satellite cells in your muscles. So your density of muscle is increasing as a result. And this is why it takes a little bit longer for the complete muscle loss occurs. And that can take 6 months, that can take 8 months, that can take a year. No matter how hard you try, you are going to lose some of that, and you might actually be left with 1 or 2 kilos of muscle, and then say, oh well, at least I've kept some. Well, let me tell you something, you could have done that naturally. Okay, you could have gained that muscle, 1 kilo or 2 kilos of muscle naturally, without you having to actually resort to injections and illegal substances which you don't even know what's in it and everything else. So that's the truth. Okay, now if that's not turning you off steroids, let's talk about your beginner cycle. Don't get me wrong, every guy that is on will report, most guys will report significant muscle gains and just feeling better. So first cycle, you want to go and you don't know what to do. A lot of people will tell you this and that. Well, let me tell you something, the simpler the better. Okay, keep it simple, keep it 1 compound. Don't have 2 compounds in your cycle, just keep it 1 compound at a time. Okay, that compound is testosterone. Okay, exogenous testosterone. So what you do is you take a longer ester, and longer ester means that it's released slowly in your body, so you don't have to inject every day or every other day. Things like cypionate, tesananthate, or Sustanon 250. Okay, those are my preferred choices for a beginner. Or for an advance anyway, but I'm talking about single compound. And you inject it once or twice a week. Now you can choose to take 1 mil or 2 mils a week and inject it once or twice a week. Now when I say 2 mils, with 2 mils you can also inject it once a week. A lot of people will give you advice, do it twice a week for better testosterone balance and everything else. Reality is you're not going to have that much of a benefit from having twice a week from once a week. It's not going to be much benefit because it's a longer acting ester. So if you hate injecting, if you hate the needles, once a week would be perfect. Okay, another thing to once a week, having 2 mils once a week, is that sometimes people choose to inject in their shoulder, in their delts. Okay, and they can't take as much, so the delts are not there to take 2 mils. It's very hard because it's a lot of oil. Okay, so they choose to do 1 mil because it's a lot easier for the body to actually take in the 1 mil than 2 mils, because that's the oil that's coming into your system and stretching the muscle, you know what I mean, because it's going into the muscle. In the glute, for example, if you're gonna inject it into glute, 2 mils would be fine. Even 3 mils, 4 mils. Some people like pros will do. So it's not really the matter of one or two. It depends on personal preference. If you choose to do once a week, or if you choose to do twice a week, again, it's gonna be up to you. But 1 to 2 mils a week of testosterone is ideal for you to grow. Okay. Now, how long do you take it for? Okay, well, normally people take it 12 to 14 weeks. Okay. Now, in those 12 to 14 weeks, you can actually decide to be on 1 mil a week for about maybe 5 weeks, just to make sure that everything is going smooth, that nothing is going out of hand, and that you're actually maintaining and you're handling the testosterone with no problem. And then you can up it to 2 mils, or you can go straight into 2 mils. It depends on you. Okay. Now, some people will start getting the nipples itchy and that's the sign. That could be a sign of gynecomastia, which is the growth of the tissue, breast tissue. Now, what do? You've got two options then. Okay, if you feel like your breasts are growing, and the reason why your breasts will grow, okay, and not all, okay, very few will do that, but if they do grow, it is the result of increased testosterone, follows always by balancing, because your body will always try to balance. So what will happen is increase of testosterone will also follow by increase of estrogen. So once the estrogen increases, guess what? You're getting that breast tissue. So two things you can do. One, stop the anabolic use and don't ever go back. Or two, have Novadex handy, and take 20 megs a day throughout your cycle. Okay, a lot of people are like, well, Novadex is, PCT, why should I take it throughout the cycle? If you want to reduce the effects of estrogen, and if the estrogen affect your body more than others, you need to be on Novadex throughout the cycle. Okay, basically Novadex, what it will do is just suppress that estrogen down. Okay, it does also help with increase of testosterone as well in the ratio, but the main effect would be to keep that estrogen at bay so you don't start growing that breast tissue. So 1 to 2 mils a week of pure testosterone, long ester, testupinate or testananthate or Sasnon 250. Number 2, if you are going to experience the growth of breast tissue, Novadex will need to be handy. And number 3, you're taking it for about 14 weeks and then coming off. Now when you come off, this is the whole new thing. Okay, first of all, your testosterone will be probably in your body for about 2 weeks when you come off. So once you finish your last injection, from that injection, about 2 weeks, you will have that testosterone in your system. So you really don't need to do much with it. Okay, it's after those 2 weeks when test starts to drop, estrogen and testosterone then become unbalanced. So this is when a lot of people take the PCT, post-cycle therapy, and pretty much all there is to it is taking the Novadex or Clomid to suppress estrogen. Okay, that's pretty much all you can do, and wait for your testes to start actually functioning back again. That's PCT in a nutshell. You can take some things like libido to increase your libido, so some herbs like tribulus or maca root to increase your libido. Okay, but that's pretty much it. D-aspartic acid, again, I don't really think that it does anything. Some university studies have said that D-aspartic acid increases the testosterone in healthy men or men with low testosterone by 35%. So even that's maybe something that you can look into, the aspartic acid. And pretty much like having a healthy diet, good fats, having good fats, training regularly, and just making sure that your lifestyle is healthy, plenty of sleep and all that, so you can recover faster. So if all those things are playing part, you know what I mean. So if you can actually do all those things, and your post-cycle therapy will run smoothly, your testosterone will come back, your testes will start production again. Okay, now some people will take longer, some people shorter. Again, it depends on you. So again, as I said, you will have to be off for a bit longer, and it depends on you how long you can actually last without going back on the second cycle. I do suggest at least as much off. So if you're there for 3 months, be off for 3 months or more. Okay, for full recovery, it will take you a year to actually fully recover, but even 6 months will do. But for those who can't wait, if you are going to go back on for after a month, okay, there's not even point of you actually coming off. Okay, So that's another video about blasting and cruising. A lot of pro bodybuilders never come off the steroids, okay, never come off, okay, they're always on it. It's just the lower dosages and high dosages, that's why they call it a blast and the cruise. But that's not for you to know right now, okay. I will be talking about that in my next video, okay. That's all there is. If you are interested in more detail on how to do it and how to take it and what to do, please email me or actually write the questions down below, yeah, I will try to answer all your questions. Like I said to you, if you're a beginner and you're young, I advise against it. Once again, I want to say that, but if you are actually saying fuck that, I want to start, well then this is the way to do it, okay. Keep it simple and stay safe, very much stay safe, yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much, guys, and I will speak to you soon, or for an advance anyway, but I'm talking about single compound, and you inject it once or twice a week. Now you can choose to take 1 ml or 2 ml a week and inject it once or twice a week. Now when I say 2 ml, with 2 ml you can also inject it once a week. A lot of people will give you advice, do it twice a week for better testosterone balance and everything else. Reality is you're not going to have that much of a benefit from having twice a week from once a week. It's not going to be much benefit because it's a longer acting ester. So if you hate injecting, if you hate the needles, once a week would be perfect, okay. Another thing to once a week, having 2 ml once a week, is that sometimes, like people choose to inject in their shoulder, in their delts, okay, and they can't take as much, so the delts are not there to take 2 ml. It's very hard because it's a lot of oil, okay. So they choose to do 1 ml because it's a lot easier for the body to actually take in the 1 ml than 2 ml, because that's the oil that's coming into your system and stretching the muscle, you know what I mean, because it's going into the muscle. In the glute, for example, if you're gonna inject it into a glute, 2 ml would be fine, even 3 ml, 4 ml, some people like pros will do,